Guys, what's cracking? Just made this crazy introduction. I hope you like it. Check it out. Guys, what's good? It's your boy Big Drizzlax. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode here at OGHQ. Today we're going to be talking about this Alpaka hub pouch hook and loop. And hook and loop just means Velcro. So we have these patches that we get from companies like Data Crew, makers like Panda Pirate, and then my friend Raf from Melbourne, which is where I'm from. He has a page called Gladius Files where he makes coins and he also does these patches. So shout out to Raf. And this little community, I kind of speak to you guys like you know what all of this stuff is, but I always forget that there are new members to the community, which I welcome wholeheartedly. And you might just want to kind of learn what all this stuff is about. It was actually really funny. I posted this loadout of this Zip Pouch Pro on TikTok, and one of the guys there said, does it come with all of the stuff in it? No, it doesn't. You basically have to get one of these pouches and then you build the content inside of the pouch yourself. So this is the Zip Pouch Pro. This is the X50 material from Alpaka, but we're not going to be talking about that today. You guys can see that I like to customize my own zip pull. So I usually cut the ones off that it comes with. And I just get this 3.5mm paracord, which you can get just from your hardware store. It's like you get 100 meters of it basically for $2 and you can just customize the things yourself. So you might want to go into a garage and cut off the zip pulls. Some of you might want to leave them on there, but I like the paracord to match the color of the contents inside. So let's have a quick look on the inside. Of course, this is the Alpaka hub pouch with the hook and loop with the Velcro. The front pocket here, I actually didn't put anything in there. I usually just put an air tag in there. You can put your house keys in there, but this time I just decided to leave it empty. On the inside, we have one of my favorite knife companies, and that is Civivi. This is a budget knife company, and the reason I like it is because it gives people a chance to play. Not everybody can afford $500 knives. These are really good quality and their designs I feel like are really awesome as well. This one I actually dyed the scales, so it came with these clearer scales. I dyed them with some Ritmore Dymore, I think that's what it's called. I'll put a picture of it up on screen. And this is the Kiwi. There is a Kiwi Plus as well, which is the larger version of this, but this is just a little Kiwi, the original one, and the bead is from Adventure Carry. So let's talk about this lighter here. This is a SD DuPont. I actually walked into a cigar shop a few years back and I said to the guy, one day I'll own a Saint DuPont lighter, and he kind of looked at me in a weird way and he was like, it's not Saint DuPont, it's SD DuPont. I felt a little bit embarrassed because I didn't know how to pronounce the name, but this is a $400 lighter. I do smoke cigars sometimes. It was my birthday last week on Friday. My mum was in town and I definitely polished off some nice stogies. I actually bought a whole box for myself last week. So yeah, $400 lighter. You don't need a $400 lighter. You can buy a Bic in its place, a little Bic lighter from the petrol station, service station, and they come in a range of colors and you can match it to your carry. We're going to move on to this KeySmart pry bar. It's basically just a multi-tool, and this is the bead from Etsy. and the 3.5mm paracord. It kind of matches everywhere with the torch, the knife, the outside zip pull. This is the type of stuff that you can do. You might be asking yourself, what's a pry bar? Well, you basically pry things with it. It has a bottle opener, a screwdriver on top, a Phillips head screwdriver. You can put screwdriver bits in here as well and tighten up your knife. So it works in a whole bunch of ways. I think if you're going to get those screwdriver bits to tighten up your knife, you can just put them in the front pocket of this pouch, and then you can service your knife whenever you want. I'm going to move on to the pen, which is the Fisher Space Bullet Pen. And these are some of my favorites on the market just because they go from small, very small, to large. And when you hold it in your hand, it is quite substantial. The weight is amazing. And just a really, really big fan of the Fisher Space Bullet Pen. If you wanted to look in a few other micro pens, Big Idea Design, Lamy, Pico, and also we have Alpaka, right, in the rain pens. They're fantastic as well, especially if you're on a budget. And the last thing in this pouch is a Mikami torch. And this thing here is USB Type-C. I don't rock anything else but USB Type-C. The torch is fantastic. I actually thought this was a Worker Man bead. Somebody sent this to me. I think it was Alan from Inky EDC. But apparently it's a knockoff of Worker Man. But I still absolutely love it. And I think that it works extremely well with this torch. That little hit of white with the black that matches everything else that's black. That's pretty much it. So you have your knife, your lighter, your pen, your multi-tool, and your torch. If you don't want to carry this around in your pocket, you can have it in your backpack. If you don't want to have it in your backpack, you could make something like this and put it in the glove box of your car. And I think that the EDC community is wonderful. If you want to look into more pouches, you can just use the hashtag pouchboys. I'll leave that at the bottom of the screen, and that will lead you to a whole bunch of other makers and pouches and patches and tools that you can put inside these wonderful little pouches. I think that Alpaka is doing an amazing job. So it doesn't matter which color you go with, just start with the knife, then get into the torch, get into a little bit of this paracord, and before you know it, you will have your own little EDC kit. And these are really cool to have. They really are. The one thing that I love about Alpaka is that you can go to their site, use my code Andre15 off to save 15%. But the other thing is that a lot of micro brands make these pouches and you have to wait for these limited edition drops, whereas with Alpaka you can just go to their site and you can cop one, and then you can start with your carry. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comments. If you have any comments, concerns, I'll try and help you guys out as much as I can. I'm gonna leave it there. Till the next time, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been your boy Big Drizzlax, and peace.